Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jessica, also known as Chic Professor on Instagram, and I make videos on luxury goods, the pre-loved market, sustainable fashion, and workwear. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love to have you subscribe, and if you like the video, please consider liking it as well. Today's video is going to be all about affordable, sustainable fashion. So I asked you all on Instagram if this is something that you would want to see, and I got more responses than I typically do, and 98% of you said yes. So you seem to be as interested in this as I am. So today I'm going to be showing 9 brands plus 2 honorable mentions of affordable, sustainable brands. So these are brands where sustainability is at the core of their mission and core of their focus. There are certainly other brands that I love that have a sustainable aspect to them, and I just did a video about high quality workwear, and that is definitely the case with some of those, but these really concentrate in sustainability. I also asked you on Instagram how you define affordable. I think we can all agree that cheap is not good. When you hear the word cheap, it usually means it's low cost, which is beneficial, but it's not well made. And in this case, cheap also means that it is bad for the environment and the workers creating these garments. So cheap is not the word I want to use. I want to use the word affordable. They are pieces that are not going to fully break the bank. They might be slightly more expensive than fast fashion, but some of them are pretty close to the same price point. So affordable versus cheap. But even so, how do you define affordability? And there were a bunch of different responses that I got from you all. I had some responses that said something from like 30 to 50, some that said 75 and under, some that said 100 and under. I know I had one that said 150 for the entire outfit, not including bags and shoes. I also had some people say under $200 or some range up to $200. And then some people broke it down by what they were looking for. So they would spend a certain amount on tops, dresses, that sort of thing. So the way that I went about this is I found things under $200, so in that range. Some of them do start around that $30 mark, and then they certainly go up. So I'm going to be showing you these brands as well as describing their price point and an average price for tops, dresses, and pants. I feel like that kind of fully covered a brand, and certainly some tops may be much less expensive than some dresses or some pants. So you can kind of get an idea of the range that these brands provide. None of these concentrate in suiting or things that would be even more expensive, though some of them do have outerwear components on their sites as well. The brands that I'm talking about today are going to be based in the US and the UK, which is where the majority of my subscribers reside. And the first brand that I'm going to talk about is a UK brand. So the first brand is Thought, and Thought really has so much variety in what they offer. They have undergarments to outerwear, really just a full range of pieces, and they're very well priced. If I was in the UK, I know I would be buying quite a bit from Thought. I would also say that they do range more on the casual side, but they do have pieces that are much more detailed than basics, which is not the same for some of the other companies. So there really are a ton of different options on this brand's site. They also seem to run a lot of sales, which can be really nice. Tops were sort of between 15 and 50 pounds average, dresses 40 pounds to 90 pounds, and pants 40 pounds to 70 pounds. So that's kind of the range of some of those pieces from there. The next brand is from the US, and it is based in Colorado, and it is Packed or Packed Organic or Wear Packed. There's a lot of different ways that people say it, but Packed. And Packed really concentrates in undergarments and basics. So if they do have pants, they're going to be much more casual, like a sweatpant kind of option. And for Packed, tops, which were really just t-shirts in this case, were $20 to $25. Dresses were $40 to $45, and pants, which were sweats, were $30 to $45. So all very affordable options. The next brand up is Threads for Thoughts. So this is again going to be a little bit more basic, but I would say there are a few pieces that go slightly beyond just the basic casual sort of comfortable loungewear kind of clothing. Tops for Threads for Thought were $18 to about $28. Dresses were $58 to $84. And pants, which again are going to be sweats, were $58 to $78. The next one is Alternative Apparel, and this again is going to be basics. There's going to be a few more kind of workout pieces in here as well. And tops for this brand were $40 to $58, dresses $48 to $78, and pants were $38 to $88. The next brand is one that you hear me talk about all the time, and that is Everlane. I would say that this is kind of the breaking point. Before were really just affordable options. A lot of them had a lot more casual wear. Everlane is going to cover basics, but then they are also going to cover some more luxurious fabric basics. You're going to get some cashmere, you're going to get some silk. So their prices are really going to have a much larger range than some of the previous brands. And that is going to be the case for really the rest of the brands that I'm going to be talking about. So with Everlane, tops seemed to be around $58 to $98, which again, the last part of that being silk. Dresses were $50 to about $160, and again, that was kind of a cashmere dress, so definitely a much more expensive material. And I will say that there were a few significant outliers. Most of the items ended under $100. And then pants were $50 to $115. And of course, if you have been following my channel, you know I absolutely love the work pant for $50. It is a great, great piece. Next up is my last UK brand that I'm going to be talking about, and that is People Tree, who are a leader in the sustainable fashion community. They are slightly more expensive, but I am going to be giving the price in dollars, so they might be cheaper for those of you who are actually in the UK. I'm sure that the price conversion doesn't really help us in the US. So for People Tree, tops were $55 to $129, dresses were $79 to $195, and pants were $34 to $80 in terms of sweats, and then non-sweat pants were about $100 to $150. So we're definitely getting into a bit of a higher price range with People Tree, but they do have really great sales, which can be an excellent way to save money on some of those pieces. Next up, we get to Amour Vert, and Amour Vert is absolutely one of my favorites. I feel like it really blends in nicely with my style, and I'd say that they have the largest range in terms of pricing and options available. Tops start at around $40 and go all the way up to about $138. Dresses were really started around $118 and they went to $228, so that is the most expensive dress option. And then pants were about $98 to $198. So Amour Vert definitely ranges on the higher side of the affordability scale. I will say that they do also sometimes have some sale pieces. Second to last one that I'm going to talk about is A Day. I have featured them before. I absolutely love this brand. It is going to be versatile basics, and they do tend to err on the casual side, so just keep that in mind. In terms of tops, they were about $78 to $135. Dresses, they only had two. Those were $165, and pants were $98 to $135. So for the types of pants that they have, they are a little bit more affordable than others, but in terms of dresses and tops, they are more expensive. And the last brand that I'm going to fully feature here is Reformation, and Reformation is a well-known brand. I would say Reformation is a really cool girl brand, and a lot of the pieces are really not for me, but I do like some of their basic pieces, which do happen to be on the more affordable side. The tops range from $48 to $128, and I will say that most of those were under $80. The dresses, they were $78 to $198. They certainly have a very big range when it comes to dresses. And pants were $78 to $178. So again, a very big range in terms of Reformation prices. The other two brands that I want to very quickly kind of give an honorable mention to are two shoe brands. There are a lot of shoe brands out there that are pretty expensive in terms of sustainability. I know that Everlane makes some shoes, but if you're looking for sustainable leather, then they can be definitely a little bit less expensive. I would also say Nisolo is a great brand to look into. I think especially for men's shoes, that's a really good one. Novikos is another one that is fairly affordable, so something to look into. But the two that I want to really talk about are Allbirds, which if you want a vegan shoe, especially sneakers, though they have just released a really cute flat that I just actually tried on and is very comfortable. So Allbirds can be great, and I think all of their shoes are $98, so that's pretty good for shoes. And then for just women's shoes, I have also really loved Rothy's. I've recently discovered them, and I just absolutely think they're great and they're very comfortable. So that is going to be different kinds of flats and loafers for women. And Rothy's are around, I think, about $125 to $145. So they are a little bit on the pricey side, but for shoes, certainly in what you all gave me, they seem to fall into the scale of what you think is affordable. So that's it for this video. I hope that you found it helpful. If you have any other brands to recommend, or if you have any thoughts about any of these brands, please do leave them down below. I will be linking each of the brands down below so that you can check out their whole website versus just kind of the best sellers that I showcased on here. And I hope that this proves to you that you don't have to break the bank to choose more sustainable pieces when you're shopping. I, of course, will always tout the pre-loved market as being the absolute best way to shop. And also, you can save a lot of money. I would say that I don't spend nearly these prices on these brands because I do find them pre-loved. So that is just something to keep in mind. Thank you all again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in a future video. Bye.